Okay, here we've got in this is a VE SSV that's had a late model, the L77, that's had a supercharger kit done, which is one of the LSA, so it's a VE GTS supercharger system that's been pulled off one of those, and that will be upgraded to a bigger one, and that's been fitted to this. Now, it all fits, they all work. There is a bit of moving things around with moving the K-frame and things to get these in here. But essentially it came into us in a very, what we see a little bit of, with sort of not a great camshaft choice, not a great exhaust system choice, not really set up quite well, boasting very big numbers, but not driving well. The owner wasn't happy with it, very rough to drive and poor fuel economy and all those sorts of things. And then we've started the sorting out process. So we changed the camshaft, got out the big camshaft, put a proper exhaust system on it, and now retuned it. So even though it's a milder camshaft, we still should be up to, we're making a little bit more power, a little bit more torque, we're basically a lot more drivable, a lot more manageable. We also pulled out the single valve springs that had performance springs that were just singles, put dual springs in to make sure that's reliable, and like I said, a far more appropriate camshaft. It still has a standard air cleaner system, which is not good enough for making extra power to get into the 600s and things like that. But this thing should still pull nicely, and we're around the 550 is what I saw with all the big stuff. We want to see the same sort of power, but a lot more drivability, and in the future you can upgrade past that point if he wants to. But anyway, we'll do a power run now. We've basically finished our tuning. We'll do a power run so you can see what it is now. The two runs, essentially one of the first runs that we started with when we tested the car, and what we've ended up with now. Horsepower wise, we've ended up with not a lot of difference. There's only like just on 10 horsepower difference, so not a lot of difference there. The curve's similar, but as you can see, out of running a more appropriate camshaft and tuning and exhaust system have all helped, we've got a really good lift in the mid-range. There's like sort of the 30 horsepower increase at around the 3,000 to 4,000 revs, so that's going to make it drive a lot better. And this car is not untypical of a lot of what we see. It had claims of over 600 real horsepower is what the owner had been told it had, in quite a moderate amount over 600 horsepower. When we've actually tested it, we did all we could to see what horsepower it had, and really we were seeing up in, like I said, around the 550 was its maximum. But that wasn't really the problem. The problem was how it's driving, what its manners were like, how it was to start. It would rev up really high when it started. It would essentially have problems driving and idling around the place, and essentially fuel economy wasn't good. All things that were not great in what made the customer or the owner want to change what he was actually doing and get the car looked at again. So in changing all those bits and pieces, we've also got it to where it's all now fully licensed and all legal. Another thing that couldn't happen as it was, so this is in a lot better place. You can see up here in just the nature of the curve as it goes essentially from down the bottom here at 1500 revs, and then follows its way up through here. You can just see it's just a nicer curve. It doesn't have any straight lining to it. It's a nice gentle curve over the top, so this car is going to have a lot better, more drivable torque. The way it's tuned, it's a lot better manners. Like I said, now it's a legal car, it's a licensed car with what we've done with it, and we've ended up with, even though it's got a smaller camshaft, no increase in boost. If you come over here, you'll see the boost line, we're exactly running the same lines in both places. So there's no change on that side of things, and we've ended up with actually a tiny bit more power. So this customer will take some more steps. He's already indicated that once he gets all sorted out and he's all happy with things, then he's going to step it up a little bit further. But this is going to be a really nice change, and I expect to see some really nice results out of driving this car with the work we've done to it.